Oh my word, a day cannot go by without some big Tesla news. My goodness, guys, we got a lot more Tesla news here to cover today. So an analyst has come out and now said that they will be profitable. He's expecting them to be profitable in September. And this analyst is one of the most famous analysts on all of Wall Street. He covered Apple for a long, long time. He still to this day covers Apple, but basically Apple through its growth days, he used to cover it. I remember he would come on TV all the time talking about iPhone this, iPhone that. It looks like he's moved on to Tesla now. We'll talk about that. Also talk about some bad news that came out in regards to Tesla, but I'm not so sure it is really bad news. So we'll look at that there, guys. So Tesla will be profitable by September, says Gene Munster. Once again, this is a pretty famous analyst. He covered Apple for a long, long time. So here's what he's saying. Okay, so Lupe Ventures, Gene Munster predicts the embattled automaker will be profitable by September. Okay, we're already in July, so that's only a couple months away. CEO Elon Musk announced Tesla aims to produce 6,000 Model 3s per week by August, but Munster says September is a safer bet. This 5,000 production number was the first time in about 9 months he's gotten one right. I think it's safe to always dial back what he's saying. That's why we think Tesla is going to meet production number by the end of September quarter, Munster said on CNBC's Fast Monday. If they hit that number, it's going to equate to 48,000 Model 3s produced in the September quarter. That should get them to profitability, slightly profitable, Munster said. It's not going to be wildly profitable in September. I just want to warn everybody, but it moves in the right direction. After repeatedly pushing back targets, Tesla vowed in January to build 5,000 Model 3s per week by the close of the second quarter to demonstrate it could mass produce the battery-powered sedan. Tesla finally met its goal in the final week of the quarter with the final car rolling. We just talked about that the other day here. So the bears had their case to say that even though the 5,000 number was pretty, they had to throw everything at it to get it there, okay? The tent, the whole deal, if you don't know, the tent's trending on Twitter and whatnot. The reality is they haven't ramped, Munster said, okay? So Munster believes they haven't, you know, Tesla hasn't even really ramped in a big way, right? So we're gonna come back to that in just a second here, all right? So this other story is a really big one. So Tesla's engineering chief is out after taking a leave of absence. Tesla's engineering chief won't return from his leave of absence. A person familiar with the situation says, as the automaker heads into the pivotal period to prove it can sustain production of Model 3 sedan. Doug Field, who has been senior vice president of engineering, a very important title at Tesla, stepped away from his work overseeing product development at the Silicon Valley automaker in early May, all right? So roughly 2 months ago or so. At the time, a Tesla spokesperson said, Doug is just taking some time off to recharge and spend time with his family. He has not left Tesla, all right? People familiar with the move believed at the time he would return 6 weeks later, but he hasn't. His departure is one of several high-level executives that have left Tesla. Many of them have left, you know, from basically that Solar City acquisition, though. But Tesla has lost a lot of guys there. A key leader at Tesla since joining in 2013, so he's been with the company about 5 years, from Apple. He came over from Apple. Mr. Field oversaw the engineering of the company's vehicles and last year was given oversight of production until Mr. Musk resumed that role last spring, okay? So basically, this gentleman had taken over as kind of the head of you know, production operations. And so here's kind of the question with this whole deal, and we may never know the answer. Did this guy leave just because he just, you know, maybe he was burnt out of Tesla, maybe he spent so much time, maybe he just want to spend time with family? Did he leave for that reason? Did he leave because Musk took over and now they just hit production records and maybe this gentleman wasn't doing such a good job and Musk is like, dude, I can do this way better than you, we don't need you here anymore, like you fell off or whatever? We don't know. Maybe he got sick of, you know, playing co-captain there. You know, this guy never gets any respect or ever talked about. Obviously the head of Tesla, Elon Musk, is the one that gets all the credit for anything that goes on with Tesla. He also gets all the blame, right? Maybe this guy, you know, did a Kyrie Irving move. He's like sick of LeBron James. He's like, I want to go be my own man. We don't know. We'll probably never know why he's decided to leave Tesla and just, you know, ended up taking off there. So here's something, I just want everybody to step back a second from Tesla, okay? I think that's really important because there's so much going on here in the short term. There's so many moving parts with Tesla. Can they hit 6,000 number? Can they consistently hit 5,000 Model 3s? What are the price points of those cars? Can they get to 10,000 maybe next year or something like that? Like there's so much short term here that's going on. So many moving parts. This executive left. Musk tweeted this. There's so many moving parts around this right now, right? So many moving parts. It's just craziness. Chaos. When you step back for a second, from Tesla, okay, and you look out and you go by every car dealership in your city or your state, you go by every single car dealership, what do you see on their lots? You see cars galore. You see every single car imaginable on that lot. Trucks, like it's not hard to go get a car or a truck or an SUV tomorrow. Like you can go to a Ford dealership, a GM dealership, any dealership you want, and you can get a car just like that. It's nothing, okay? Literally right off the lot. As long as you got the money, like it's there for you times a million, okay? Doesn't matter what city you live, what state you live. We see, every single dealership is loaded up in their parking lot, which is cars galore, okay? And we have a massive amount of people saying, we don't want those. We want Teslas. This is big, guys. When you just step away and you just look at it from that perspective, it takes you back a moment because anybody can go get a car right now. This is not hard, guys. But people want Tesla cars specifically. There's a massive demand in the marketplace right now for specifically Tesla cars, all right? Tesla, people want Tesla. This reminds me so much of Apple back in the day. It was so easy to get a smartphone. You can get a smartphone from anywhere, any wireless carrier, any Best Buy or whatnot. But people, the mass amounts of people wanted iPhones, and they were willing to wait for an iPhone and pay substantially more higher prices than for some other phone. And it was like, why are people doing this, right? When you step back for a minute, you just realize what a company has going for it long term when they have this type of demand. The product's available out there and people are saying, no, I don't want that. I want this over here, okay? I want this over here. It's just, sometimes you just gotta step back from something like this and really view it, and it's pretty amazing. Now, as far as will they hit profitability, that remains to be seen. I think they have a great chance to do it maybe in September. August, we'll have to see. You gotta kind of take Musk's words with a grain of salt right now. He has missed a lot of numbers. He has missed a lot of numbers here. So, can he hit those numbers? Maybe, but at the same time, you can't really count on him in that respect right now. Can he execute this big vision? I'm pretty confident he's going to be able to execute it, and Tesla's going to become the dominant auto manufacturer, as I've talked about on this channel for 2 years now. I've been talking about they will become the dominant auto manufacturer within 5 to 10 years. I think he's going to execute on that plan. But in terms of short-term goal hitting, I can't trust Musk with that. So I think this analyst is actually really ingenious in saying, let's push back another month here. The chance he's talking about, oh yeah, they're going to hit August. He's like, no, let's say September because that's more realistic. So anyways, I really want to know your guys' opinion on Tesla, all this short-term moving stuff, long-term stuff. I really want to know your guys' opinion in that comment section as always. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this today, and make sure you follow me on Instagram if you have not already. I post a lot of content on my Instagram stories, especially about breaking news stories that are happening in the stock market and whatnot. Can't wait to see you on there. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.